one of those people that likes to stay on top of all of the latest trends in health and fitness and lifestyle and beauty. Maybe you're one of those people that's constantly sending other people little shorts or reels or TikToks, because a lot of people are sending those types of things to me. And I have to tell you, I'm pretty much a cynic about things like that. But people are mesmerized. There are trends and there are viral things, and people are following whatever the heck they see in these little snippets that come along from so-called experts. So in today's video, what I want to do is I want to look at some of those things, and I want to tell you what I think, and if there is any validity. And I am not a scientific expert, but maybe we'll look to the scientific experts. Do you know that according to Healthline, only about 2% of the TikTok information with respect to health and these beauty regimes are actually verifiable and have any basis in science? So really, as an influencer or someone that has a platform, you could really just about make up anything. So let's take a look at a few of those today and see what we think. All right, the first one that I want to talk to you about is something that many of us are concerned about, and that is belly fat. And doesn't everybody want to get rid of their belly fat? Well, who knew that all you had to do was rub some castor oil into your belly button? Yeah, simple as that. So according to this influencer, we just get the castor oil and we just rub it right in here. Well, you know what? It's always nice to take the easy way into anything. Well, castor oil has been around since the ancient Greeks and Romans. It has been in the medical or non-medical world for a long, long time. And according to the FDA, it is a very powerful laxative. It has lots of moisturizing benefits. It is excellent for wound healing. And it really is good for your skin. Anti-inflammatory, but inflammatory in such a way that you're going to lose your belly fat? I don't really know about that. Maybe rubbing it in, your skin is going to look nicer. Maybe you're going to sort of fade your stretch marks a little bit. Maybe you're going to be not so dry. But are you going to lose belly fat? I don't think there's a shred of evidence that's going to support that. Let's move on. Isn't everybody protein obsessed these days? Well, here's the latest energy drink thing that's going on. People are taking their protein powder and they're mixing it with Diet Coke. Already high amounts of protein can cause a lot of people to have protein belly or an upset tummy. Add that to the carbonation with the Diet Coke, and according to gastroenterologists, you are just looking for a tummy upset. So, you know, sometimes I just think people are lying in bed at night and coming up with this stuff, because how does this look? All right, let's give it a taste. You know, I gotta say, it doesn't taste half bad. Kind of tastes like a float. It kind of like is a bit frothy, but there is no good reason to do that. You know, really? This one really has me stymied. They're calling this nature's Ozempic. This, they're saying, is as good as the diabetes drug for suppressing appetite and helping you to lose weight. And what is this miracle concoction? Well, it's oatmeal mixed with water and lime juice. And this is supposed to suppress your appetite as well as Ozempic to make you lose weight and just not even worry about food. On its own, oatmeal does have fiber. It does have protein, so that can fill you up. The lime juice has some vitamin C, but really nothing more than that. So is this really gonna be any great kind of holy grail of weight loss? I don't think so. It might be the good basis of a nice breakfast, but Ozempic? I don't think so. So how about some Tadpole water to detox your body, suppress your appetite, and help you to lose weight? Kind of along the lines of our nature's Ozempic. this tadpole water because it resembles tadpoles in water. Tadpole water is another one of those trends that has hit the airwaves, and people are gulping this down. Well, so let's take a look at that. Chia seeds are, in fact, pretty healthy. They have fiber, they have omega-3 fatty acids, they do have minerals, calcium and magnesium and phosphorus. Now, to put a couple of tablespoons into water and let it soak, because chia seeds can actually absorb 12 times their weight in water. And when that gets in your tummy, yeah, it's going to make you feel full, but it might make you feel really, really unwell if you are not used to eating that much fiber. So, here's the thing. We're trying all of these things to suppress our appetite instead of just having a healthy diet. And so drinking this down along with a good squeeze of lemon juice, again, like this big dose of vitamin C from a squeeze of a half of a lemon. I don't know so much about that. But you know what? It kind of comes down to a jellified mess. You have to make sure that you soak it because it is, in fact, a choking hazard if you're just going to kind of gulp it down. But, this is really not nice. It's, in fact, quite slimy. I do not recommend it, and I put chia seeds in my oatmeal all the time, but this is really a slimy mess. How this is going to detoxify you, I have no idea. But you know what? Put a bit of chia seed in your oatmeal, put it in your yogurt, but don't go gulping down a whole big glass full of it. You know what? There are better ways. Perhaps you've been suffering with nasal congestion. A lot of people are this time of the year. Well, something that might have come to your attention is garlic cloves, because clearly there's nothing better than shoving garlic cloves up your nose to aid nasal congestion. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really see that this is going to be helpful. In fact, the experts say that you could damage your nasal passages and the interior skin of your nose. You could lead to infection. Depending on if you just kind of inhaled at the wrong time, it is in fact a choking hazard. So if you're looking for something that's a natural way to help your congestion and your sinuses, how about a hot shower? How about a humidifier? How about a saline nasal rinse? Those are other safer methods that are going to help you with your sinuses if you don't want to go the decongestant route or contact C or something like that. But shoving garlic cloves up your nose? Not for me. This is touted as nature's botox. The flaxseed mask, which I've put flax seeds in with boiling water and it's been in the fridge all day and it's turned into a slimy, goopy mess, which apparently is going to smooth my face out, and I'm not even going to need Botox anymore. So let me tie my hair up and let's take a look at this goop. Oh. So it's pretty slimy. Can you see how slimy that is? They're even putting it in their hair, and I am not putting it in my hair. Okay, I'm going to let that soak in for about 15 minutes, and then we'll wash it off and take a look. To be calling this mask nature's Botox really makes no sense, because Botox is a completely different animal. It's not just trying to moisturize your skin, it's really freezing the muscles in your face, and this is clearly not going to be doing that. Now, I do feel it's drying and I do feel a tightness, but that kind of makes sense that this kind of slime is just going to dry off into my skin. The experts are saying, you know what, there's a lot better use for flax seeds, and that's probably eating them. This is probably not going to do anything really bad to your skin unless you're allergic, but is it really going to do anything great? I don't know. Let's just say that I'm glad I didn't put this in my hair, because it's not the easiest thing to get off. You know what? I don't think so. Forget this. Right. This is completely unscripted, but I'm going to just have to tell you guys, I was not expecting this. It's probably about 20 minutes or so past me taking off the flaxseed mask, and I'm just telling you, I wish your hands were here to feel my skin. I made Paul come and feel my skin because It feels so smooth and lovely. So I don't know, maybe there is something to that flaxseed. But let's get ready for the next thing, because this one is really wild. It's not only beauty, but apparently all wellness and health all mixed into one. I'm gonna get ready for the morning shed. So I've got to put a whole pile of stuff on right now, so that in the morning I'm going to shed it all, and I am going to just look like a bombshell in the morning. I'm going to be putting foam rollers in my hair. I'm going to be taping my eyes so that they aren't going to be puffy. I'm going to be putting a silicone strip or like a peel-off mask along my forehead for my wrinkles. I'm going to be taping my mouth shut so that I can't breathe through my mouth, but I'm forced to breathe through my nose, which is much more healthy for us. And when I wake up, I'm going to have this tousled hair. I'm going to have smooth skin. I'm going to have had wonderful respiratory evening, and we're going to see how I look and if I don't just scare my poor husband to death when I get into bed. So we'll see how I do in the morning. I have adhesive tape for dressings on my eyes, that's smoothing out my eyes. I've got the peel-off mask along my forehead, and I've got silicone strips on my eyes underneath. And I'll be using the Band-Aid across my mouth. We'll see you in the morning. Let's start the morning shed. So good morning. I failed to mention that of course you need an eye mask, which I put on last night. And I did okay with these rollers all night. And I did keep my mouth shut. That seems a bit much. Oh yeah, we're shedding here, girls. Now, my hair. Okay, everybody. Well, I certainly have bouncy hair. So here are the remnants of my morning shed. And I'll tell you that my face, on my cheeks up here, it feels just like a little bit harsh. And I think it's the tape right there along my face. I mean, nothing that's not just going to go away in a couple of minutes. But, you know, this is a gimmick. I mean, come on, who is going to go through all of that? Even though my hair does look pretty good. So urophagy or urine therapy, the therapy that just won't go away. This has been around for hundreds of years. And you know what? There are still proponents to the idea that drinking urine is good for you. Even the former Prime Minister of India suggested to the people that couldn't afford medical aid that urine was maybe just what they needed. There were two different Major League Baseball players that swore that using their own urine on their hands toughened up their skin. There is in fact a urine therapy clinic in China with over 100,000 proponents of people that are drinking it all the time. But what is the medical science behind that? Well, a lot of people just say, well, it's sterile. And typically it is sterile, but don't forget it is filtered through the kidneys. So about 90% of urine is made up of water, but there are other particles and proteins and maybe bacteria that the kidney is taking out that you're going to reintroduce into your body. Over the years, urine has been used as a therapy for healing, survival, and cosmetics. Many people swear by the exfoliating benefits of using urine on your face. Experts agree that if you're in a survival situation where you have nothing else, maybe peeing on somebody's wound might not be a bad idea. If you're out on a shipwreck and you need some fluid, then possibly the idea of drinking the urine might be okay. But as an everyday therapy, or not even an everyday therapy, but as a regular therapy, I don't think so. You know what? There's too many possibilities of infection, and just no. Just no. We've had a lot of fun today looking at some of the different variety of things that are out there that we are being inundated with all of the time. If you're like me, most of the time, you're just rolling your eyes and moving on. What I worry about really is that what we did were mostly just fun things. You know, nothing that's really going to harm you too much, more or less. Whereas some things that people are sending along are really detrimental. They can be really detrimental to your health. And you really have to ask yourself, what is the source? Where is this coming from? On the one hand, a lot of these TikTok things, or young people are looking at, like realistically, people are emulating these people with unrealistic expectations, and young girls and boys are doing things that are really so unnecessary and maybe going down a little bit of a slippery slope. There's another thing called wellness syndrome, and people are being afflicted by that, where they're so obsessed by chasing after the optimal health. They're adding this protocol, that protocol, different fitness routines, different diets, and they're becoming so strict on trying to become the perfect human with the perfect lifestyle and the perfect diet and the perfect fitness, so that they're going to look to longevity and increasing their lifespan and their health, generally speaking. This obsession with their health can work in an opposite fashion, where they can withdraw from their social circles because everyone else is not on the same page as they are. They're not engaging with their friends. They're not going out for dinner. They're so restricted on their diet that they don't want to eat certain foods. And that can be a real problem. So, take a lot of these things with a grain of salt. Look for real, verifiable credentials on people when you want to listen to these things. See the fun in things, but don't get too carried away. I'm the queen of moderation, and I'm going to stay like that. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.